And now I come to the point, you need to treat your business like a business, not like a hobby, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to make this, and that means that when your business is a business, it must make money. You don't do a business for self-development. You don't do a business to be liked. You don't do a business to be qualified for positions. You do a business to make money. When you do a business and you don't make money, you're a bad businesswoman or bad businessman. And I had the example in my family. I love my father. He's an artist. He is very good in what he did, but he was a bad businessman because he lost money. He even went broke, and he was not able to seriously make money. Fortunately, my mother was the opposite. She was not that type of an artist, but my money was a money maker. My money loved money. My mama said, I work for making money. And when I make one day no money, then it's going wrong. My mother always said to me, Igor, whatever you do, when it is business, you must only think about income producing activities. To be liked, that is for your private life. To be a nice guy, it's for your private life. To be rewarded and to have the honor. My father had honor till the roof. He is even knight in the order of the Queen, but he was broke. So what does it mean? You have all the honor, you're the knight of the Queen, you're the sir, the lady, you are the knight, but you are broke. That doesn't make sense. A broke king cannot help his kingdom. So my mother said, whatever you do in business, make sure that it's income producing activities. That is what I want. So when you see, when I do the trainings, somewhere in this training, I'm always going to explain you that actually you must do something that creates turnover. I want that you constantly think about whatever I do, whatever I decide, whatever action I take, it will make me direct money or in the future money. And that it makes me a nice person, that it makes me somebody that you say, wow, look, that Igor is so beautiful. For me, I cannot make money with my beauty. I'm not beautiful enough. I don't make money. Nobody wants to pay to see me. Just to look at me, they say, man, get away with that guy. Get me that Andrea. She looks 100 times better. Yeah, for Andrea, she could make money with photo sessions. Nobody wants me for a photo session. So whatever I do it because I want to make money. I have at the moment 12 children. There's even one on the way. So I have 12 children. And you know what? Those children, they need something. Every day they ask me something. Today, my son said, yeah, I want to go on the winter sport. Can you help me with that? Okay, I can help you. What do you need? That I help you cleaning your clothes? That I do the laundry? No, Daddy, you know what I mean. I need money. Ah, you want that I help you? But actually, you want only the money. You don't want that I help. You don't want nothing from me. The only thing that you actually want from me is the money. Yeah, that happens with the children. They come to you, they say, oh, look, how beautiful is that shirt? Why do you tell that? Why are your children telling to you that the shirt is so beautiful or the telephone is so good? Oh, there's a new phone, Mama. Look at the telephone. Actually, what they ask you is, Mama, money. I want money. They don't want that you think that they are beautiful. They mostly want something. And for that, they need money that they don't have. So what are they doing? They come to you. So yeah, you can think about it, what you think, but that's the way it is. And I hope that some of you are older. Maybe you think the opposite and you think, hey, I go to my children. My father sometimes comes to me and he said, yes, son, what do you think about this and that? What he means is, son, can you pay that for me? So I'm in the middle of two things. I have at one side the children, at the other side my father, and they all want money. Whoever I am surrounded with 9 out of the 10, the only interest that they have, yeah, they love me, but they love me more when I pay all the bills. When I say constantly no, they don't love me that much anymore. So money is extremely important, ladies and gentlemen. Now, money is what you make in business. And I give you the company, I told you the products, I told you about the marketing plan. Now I'm going to tell you about the most important part of your business. The most important part of your business is not the company, is not the product, is not the marketing. The most important part of every business is you, ladies and gentlemen. It's you. It's you are the most important part. You are going to make the difference, because I can give you two different persons that have the same company, the same marketing plan, the same product line or service line, and one is making a fortune and the other one is making nothing. It's always the story that I hear, and I want to share that with you. The story of the father that has a shoe factory, and he sent his two sons to a country far away that is extremely poor, where there's a desert, and where the father knows they don't have the shoes. So he sent the two sons. They are landing within 1 hour. The youngest one calls the father and said, "Daddy, I'm coming back because it's only desert. I see only people with no shoes. So nobody is interested in shoes. There's no market for shoes because everybody walks barefoot. So I booked my return ticket and I'm coming home." The father said, "Okay, yeah, you know, when that's what you think, you must do it that way." 10 minutes later, he gets a phone call from the oldest one. And the oldest one said, "Dad, forget about me coming back. I'm staying here. This is the perfect market. Nobody wears shoes. Nobody has shoes. We are the first one. This is a new market. We can get everybody on the shoes. So please send me already a lot of shoes because I'm going to sell like crazy." That is, you see, two sons of the same father with the same DNA. One doesn't see it and the other one sees the extra opportunity. Now, that is with you as well. You are the most important part because you must be able to attract the people. You can say, "Yeah, but when I have a downline, I'm going to do the mentor or the coach." Personally, me, I would never follow somebody that doesn't have what I want. When you don't live in the house that I want to live in, when you don't show me that there is something that you have that I want, I will not go to do business with you. Because I believe that the most interesting thing is always to be with people that actually are better than you, that have what you want, so that you can upgrade your life. The moment that you are surrounded with people that are lesser than you and don't have nothing what you want, you must ask yourself, is this the smartest way to be with that person? And in my opinion, the answer is always no. So it can be that I start a business because a person subscribes me, but when in the upline is somebody that has what I want, I will very fast go to that person and connect with that person. Because I don't believe that the best captain for the ship is always standing at the wall telling how it must go. So we have a Dutch saying that says, "De beste stuurlui staan altijd aan wal." So the best sailors are always at the wall, but that's bullshit. The best sailors are always going somewhere on the ship. So having said that, what I mean is that it's all about you, ladies. And that's why we say strength and honor. It's all about you because it is all about you. When you make a lot of money, you are a great one. And then you are the one like Snoop Dogg. He said at New Year a couple of years ago, he wanted to speak a thank you. He said, "Thank you, Snoop Dogg, for making so much money. Thank you, Snoop Dogg, for being such a great personality." And he only thanked himself. He said, "Wow, it's all about everything that I achieved is because I did it." Now, I don't want to go that far because I really believe that when you surround yourself with the right people, you are uplifted. Find good mentors, but go to the mentors that are actually your type. When you're an action type of person, don't go to a knowledge guy because you get bored. I can tell you, you will fall asleep. When you are a blueprint type of a person and you go to a person like me, you think, whoa, 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 this guy goes way too far. His numbers, his ideas are outrageous. Who really has the guts to really believe that what he's doing will create the biggest company on the planet? Now, I can tell you, types like me, I believe that. When I don't can believe that, I will not even move my ass, because there's for me no interesting in playing little. I like to play big, ladies and gentlemen. It's what Jason Tyne every Sunday says on the call: play big, think big, and grow rich. And there's for me no pleasure in thinking small. I don't like, it's not that I don't think that I am not humble, but I don't like to be too humble. When people say, who wants to do it? I'm immediately me. Take me. I want to go. I like it. Who wants to fight? Me. Who wants to struggle? Me. Who wants to have the problems? Even me. I like it, because there's that beautiful saying, when the man asked God for wisdom, he gives them a lot of challenges so that he learns from it and he could uplift himself. So I believe in that things are on your way. Now, I want to share this with you before I start going. And this is something that is highly important. I hope it gets on. Yes. So, and I do it short, and you are free to make a copy when you really want to do it. And that is important before I start to talk about the view, because what I want to do with you, that after today, you see it and you feel it. Because when you want to sell it to other people, and when you want to share it with other people, and when you want to inform other people, and you don't see and feel it yourself, forget it. It's not going to work. You are the first one that must see it and feel it. You must actually dream it in the night. Doesn't matter if you sleep or not. Daydreaming is good as well, because only when you can dream it, you can believe it. And when you really believe it, I always say, do you believe? When the answer is no, I don't have to ask the next question. Are you ready? Because when you don't see it, when you don't feel it, when you don't dream it, when you don't believe it, you cannot do it. It's over. I cannot work with people that are not dreaming and believing and seeing and feeling. People that only want, yeah, but what are the figures? And that I can give you the figures, but then you must see and feel it. When you don't feel it, we don't go. When you believe it, make sure you goal it. Make a goal out of it. So what I'm doing today is I made the goals. I have written down what I actually want. And then you can plan it. And making a strategy, when I do things, when I build structures, I have thousands of this type of papers where I write down a structure. I need to work with somebody. I immediately go to structure it, to plan it. And then comes the moment, do it and work it, whatever it takes. So whatever it takes, you will have a lot of challenges. You will have difficulties. You will have people that don't believe it, that don't dream it, they don't see it, and they don't feel it. You have stubborn people that they start working, but they don't make the goals. They have no plan. The plan is to have no plan. Just do it. They think that works. But when you don't make a plan and you don't goal it, you don't know where you end up. When you have no plan, you can end up everywhere. Then everything is already okay. But when you plan it and you are able to work it, then you must monitor and record it. I know that Peter Gussler, you've seen that, he records every call. You know why? Because he can look back, how is the quality as well. He can take out things, and he used the material to forward it and motivate and inspire people, inform people, but he used it as well to learn from it. And especially when it goes wrong, That's where you learn the most. I learned the most in my life from my failures, not my victories, but my failures. So when you monitor and record it, you do it and you work it, you will achieve it. And when you achieve it, yeah, then comes the moment to enjoy it. There is no fun in achieving big and not enjoying it big. I see a lot of people that say, yeah, you know, but I saved some money for worse times. It's like Andrea said yesterday in that tremendous call. I have to be honest, I was anonymous on a call yesterday of Peter Gussler, a team partner call, and Andrea knocked it. I never heard somebody more excited talk about our business than Andrea Cimbala yesterday evening. When I would not have been signed up, I would have signed up 10 more times. I was extremely excited, and I think Peter shared the information as well. Then you can listen to it yourself. Enjoy it, ladies and gentlemen. When you achieve goals, you must enjoy it. The enjoyment is part of the business. And then when you enjoyed it, you're the perfect person to duplicate it and pay it forward. So now duplicate and pay it forward. How do we do it? Only when this all comes together, then you are really able to duplicate it and pay it forward. And I'm going to give you the strategy that Andrea and I developed over the years. And in that strategy is actually 34 years of experience from my side and 6 years experience, 6, 7, 8 in the meantime, 8 years of experience from her. And of course, the experience of all the mentors and all the people that we were hanging around. We said, this is, according to me, the perfect way to build the business. Show the plan, follow up, and work with the willing. So show the plan. Show the plan is not that you are going to give the whole marketing plan. I never explain the marketing plan. It's not that you tell everything about the company and the officers. I never do that. It's not that you tell everything about the products and the things. The training they do today for you is not the training that you must do with the people. You can do it after they signed up, but new people must never get this. I don't give this to new people. No, the new people only get a part of magic. I give them a part of magic, and not even that long. Not that, you know, this training will take 1-2 hours. I will look at it, but I think it will take normally 1.5 to 2 hours. But you cannot talk to new people 1.5 to 2 hours. That is not possible, because after 45 minutes, they are out, they go somewhere else, they are not interested in it. So this is especially a call, a training call for affiliates that are already in and they want to know, what do we have to do? So, and I know that you are waiting for the view, but I use every moment that I have to explain you how to build the business, because I know for sure that when you do exactly what we tell you, you will become extremely rich. You can do it your way, but mostly you end up the highway and you go to nowhere and you end up being not making the money. And I really have, I have the courage to say to you that I know exactly how to make the money. So when you want to do it in another way, it's okay for me. It's completely okay. Do it your way. I did it my way many years, and I was extremely unsuccessful. For over 20 years, I did it my way, and I was broke and broke and broke and broke. I could not pay the hotels. Other people ended up paying my bills. I had debts, and every time that I thought it goes well, I was thrown out of the house because I didn't do it the right way. So I studied and I went to great mentors like Mr. Zig Ziglar. I went to Anthony Robbins. I went to Deepak Chopra. I went to Jim Rohn. I went to Les Brown. I went to Eric Warren. Yes, I was with all of them. You know why? Because I needed the right lessons, the right mentoring. And a lot of people in my family, and my children know that, a couple of my children are here in the room. They know it. Many people told me, Igor, why do you do that? This is ridiculous. Find a normal job and you make money. Can you imagine? For 20 years, I was broke. Yeah, then the family said, what, that bump, Igor, that is not making. But I believed But the stupid thing is I did it always my way. Till I find out, and actually, and I have to say thank you, I figured out when I met Mr. Holtenbach, he is giving me some advices that were actually the missing pieces of my puzzle. And when I implemented those parts into an already big made puzzle, but it was not complete. The moment I start doing that, I start to make a lot of money. And I don't think that 1,000 euro a month is a lot of money. Honestly, I don't want to upset you, but I don't think that when you're on network marketing, you make 5,000 a month, you do good. You don't do good. Yeah, you are there, but you know, you have cost as well. 10,000 is a good beginning, but I don't get excited about it. And I was never in this business to make 10,000 euros. I wanted to make 100,000 a month, a minimum. But my goal was to make millions and millions and millions and millions. And I failed and failed and failed. You know what? I started to look at my failure and evaluate it and learn from it. Now, show the plan, follow up, work with the willing. So when you don't follow up, nothing will happen. When you start working with the wrong people, you lose your energy. You are the equivalent of the 5 people that you hang out the most. So when those 5 people are always making you trouble, always saying no, always doing difficult, remove them. They are the cancer in your business. They are not the cancer in your body, but they are the cancer in your, everybody that is negative is a cancer for your business. And finally, it gets into your mind and you will give up where you could have been succeeded when you choose the right people around you. Now, show the plan. That's the last thing before I'm going into Mexico. The strategy that we developed, and there it comes, is firstly, show the plan, inform the people. I first send videos out. I use the videos to explain the company, to explain the product. And honestly, I never explain the marketing plan because that's not interesting. People say, yeah, but you know, how can I make money? You know, to sign up as an affiliate, to pay 25 euros. Do you want me to explain 2 hours? Can you imagine that somebody is going to help you with the gasoline and you tank for 25 euro and he has to help you 2 hours? They think that you are crazy. I'm not going to explain nothing of that. First sign up and then I will do the next step. When you buy products, I will explain you. You know what I say to people? Do it. Listen to me. This is good. When they don't do what I say, I already know that the relationship will be very difficult. And I don't want difficult relationships because that is bringing me down. So I inform them and I keep it simple and understandable. Don't talk difficult language. Don't use difficult words. My English, and I've lived in different countries. I can speak French because I lived in Paris and Belgium. I can speak German because I lived partly in German. I can speak English because I lived in Gibraltar, I lived in the United States, and I lived a long time in the Bahamas. And I can speak Dutch, and because I'm born in the Netherlands. How is my grammar? Horrible. At school, I had a 1 for grammar. I am not good in writing. I make spellings mistakes. You know, I use the words wrong. Sometimes people say, but you know, the way you pronounce it is wrong. You know what? Try to communicate with me in Dutch. When you are better in Dutch than me, yeah, then we are somewhere. But you know, for me, it's important that I'm able to communicate. That it's not perfect. Hey, I do this whole training in English and that is not my mother or father's language. I speak Dutch normally all the time. So I'm doing my best and I do it as good as I can. And I try to avoid too much difficult words. I try to talk as simple as possible. The more difficult words I'm going to use, the more I'm going to lose you. Are you agreeing with me? Because you are from other countries too. When I use all flip-flop, haidu, hoochie, poochie, naki-tuki words, I lose you because you don't understand what I mean. But when I keep it simple and understandable, as well, the information must be shortly and powerful. When you talk like this and it's boring, people fall asleep. They fall asleep, you lose them. So short, be powerful, be fast, be honest, don't lie. Be honest. And there I come back. Be honest in what you believe. Don't tell stories that you don't believe yourself. When I tell you big numbers and big things, it's because I saw it, I felt it, I dreamed it, and I truly believe that. You think that I'm an idiot thinking that we can build the biggest company. That's your mistake, and I'm not even interested in that opinion, because I did my mathematics, I did my thing, I see it, I believe it, I dream about it, and now I'm able to do it because I really believe. And this is important. Be always honest. Be honest in what you really think. And people don't like the honesty sometimes because I'm hard. When people say, yeah, but it's different. No, it's different. It's not difficult. Maybe you are difficult. When people ask me, how do I look? And I think you look like shit. I will say, you look interesting. What do you mean? Now, actually, I think that you look like shit, but normally you look good. So it's interesting to see how shit you look today. So not everybody likes that, the honesty, but I think honesty is, you know what you get, and you know what you get with the type like me. I'm not pretending, I want to be real. If you like it or not, that's the way it is. Fast, honesty, and clear. That's how you do the information. But the information must not take you more than 10 minutes. When you are 10 minutes talking about the company, you're wrong. 2-3 minutes, not more than enough. Marketing plan, take it out. You don't need to explain it. It's not an interesting. When you have a network marketeer that wants to know about the marketing, I send him the information before I make the appointment. Because at the appointment, I don't want to talk about those things. People want to know everything about cryptocurrency. The only thing that I needed to know is, can we make money with it? Yes or no? Yes, we can make money with it. Okay, let's go for it then. So that's what I knew. I'm not going to read the records. It's not the strong that beats the weak. It's not the beautiful that beats the ugly. It's not the big that beats the little one. It's not the intelligent one. I know a lot of intelligent people that are very poor. That beats the stupid. I know stupid people that are poor, but I know a lot of stupid people that made a lot of money as well. It's not the one that studied high. I know most successful entrepreneurs are people that never went to the university. So they are just self-made millionaires. That's what it is. So, but you know what it is today? It's the fast and furious that beats the slow. In the world of today, everything has to do with speed. So in our company, Success Factory, we need speed, because when we are not fast enough, somebody else is going to do it and they will take it over. So we need to be extremely fast. We have no time for prisoners. We have no time to stop. And you will see it. When you don't believe it, get out of the way. When you don't believe it, we are not the company. We are a company that has a vision and a mission. We have a magical product where the future is in our own hands. And the best way to predict the future is always to create it. And you must understand that you are part of that creation. You are not a spectator. You are not a visitor. Sorry. You are a business person in our business, and you are responsible for the results as well. When you say, no, but I see the other ones do. No, then you are wrong. You are not a spectator. You must make sure that you become a warrior in the field of Success Factory, that you take your responsibility to create success for all. And only when you do that, then you will see what dreams may come. So after information, 10 minutes, no more. Well, how do I explain the whole marketing plan in 10 minutes? You are not able, so get it out. They don't need that at the beginning. You can do that later. And anyhow, you really think about yourself, that when I spend 1 hour with you going over the marketing plan, that you really understand it. How many of you had the whole explanation about the marketing plan and you didn't understand it at all? Honestly, raise your hand. Let me see. Who didn't understand that? I will be honest. So you see a lot of people that understand me now, and the honest one, the big leaders, they rise their hand because they didn't understand it. They didn't understand nothing about cryptocurrency or virtual reality. They have no clue. They ask questions, but even when you answer them, it will not matter because they still don't understand it. It takes a lot of time to really understand it. Now, the next step of show the plan is motivation. Do that always passionately, and passionately show them the potential. Share the love. Make sure that the people feel that you really love them. Because when you hate them, you cannot work with them. There's an interaction, there's a vibe that is not going to work. When you don't love people, this is the wrong business. I know that Andrea is extremely successful in this business because she really loves what she does. And she really loves the people. You see it. She can have the most expensive designer clothes, but when you come, she puts on a thing and she starts to cook spaghetti bolognese for you because she loves you and she thinks you need food. She doesn't give a shit about her expensive clothes. When you see Julian, when he hears music, he can have a suit of 5,000 euros, but when the music is right, within minutes, he's on the ground doing his breakdancing, destroying all his clothes because he loves what he does. So, and I love that people are real, that they do it out of passion. It's passionately explain to people the potential, share love, and give. And that is the thing. I do always a part of my story. Why am I doing it? What is my purpose? So, because when you give people your story, can be that they find the purpose in your story. Can be that they find the purpose in the way you passionately explain the potential. When people find the purpose, they join your business. When they don't see purpose for themselves, they stay spectators. So a lot of people, they explain everything correctly, but they are not able to motivate the people because they don't give a purpose. The people say, yeah, I understand that you do it, but I don't see why I should do it. And the last thing and the most important thing is inspire the people, ladies and gentlemen, and inspire them. It's very easy to do in our company. Inspire them by sharing the great mission and the vision of this company. So how easy is that? We have a huge vision and we have a huge mission. And a lot of people even find a purpose in that. They want to be part of something bigger than themselves. You know, when you look at the Great Pyramids, when you look at this, this is one of those pyramids in Chichen Itza. And actually, you look at the whole construction, but what you don't see is that every little part is a brick, is a stone. And you know, a stone on itself is nothing, it's just a stone. But when you put the stones together, like a puzzle, you get something that is bigger and greater than all the stones are separated. Only when they come together, the teamwork makes the dream work and you get inspiring results. So share the great mission and the vision and do it, and now it comes, always do it magically. Always show people magically their advantage. And that's exactly what I'm going to do now. I'm going to create magic, and it took me 1 hour to get here, ladies and gentlemen. And you know why it took me 1 hour? Because it's so important. I can share what I'm going to share with you now, but when you don't do it this way, it comes in this ear and it goes out there. You are stuck with, I know now all the figures and I know now why, but I don't know how to duplicate it. I think duplication is the key. And honestly, there are multiple ways to do it. But when you ask me, you get my opinion. I'm not going to give you the opinion of somebody else. Maybe you have a better way, then show me the results. When you show that your way makes more money than mine, I'm willing to listen to you. But you know what? When you cannot show me that you make more money than me, that your team members are making not more money than my team members, that is the moment that I'm not going to listen to you. Only when you have something that is interesting for me, like I follow Peter Gussler on his calls because he is highly successful with it. And you know what? This is one of the first times that I really do a call. I'm not good in it. I'm not used to do it. I still have to figure out how I get the interaction, but today it's already better than 2 days ago because now I can see the people. I can see if you write. I can see if you, and I that's what I think. When you are on a call, put always your camera on because it doesn't make sense when you don't have the camera. It means that I'm talking to the wall. Now go yourself outside and start talking to a brick wall. Then your enthusiasm, your passion, your love disappears into the wall. So when I look at it, I see a television, but I see the people on the television. I can see very clearly that you are in action. I can see that Petra has the glasses on and she's possibly writing. I can see that Giovanni, he's always action in it. I can see when I make a joke, he laughs. Then I can see, wow, I don't make the joke for nothing. I always see Peter Gussler. He has always the camera on. I always see Natalie. She's always on it. I see as well somebody that has an image on it of a Caribbean island with a thing, but I cannot see who that is, and I cannot even see if he's really listening or not, or sleeping or taking out his clothes. I have to be honest. You have always to be careful with those calls because I've been on an Iranian call where people didn't have the clue that you could see them. You know, you can see me when I do like this. You see that. When I do like this, you can see it. When I lift other parts, you can see it. But be careful, I can see that too from you as well. When you start doing this all the time, or this all the time, or you change, some people are stupid, they change clothes. Or somebody walks in, I've seen that as well. A woman is following the course, the husband comes in and he goes over and he grabs her without understanding that he's live on a call, that you see me, but be careful, other people see you too. And the beauty is that that's a business type of doing things. So I really believe that that when we use Zoom calls for business, make sure that you're business wise. And again, I have to be honest, I had to learn from Andrea because Andrea always dresses up nicely. I made the mistake to always have the same clothes because I think, oh, it's a Zoom call. Why should I dress up beautifully? So today I took on a beautiful shirt that I can never wear on the global call because green is in it. And I looked at it. I have so many clothes with green that I thought, you know what is the beauty of this Zoom calls? I can wear all those fancy clothes with green in it. You know what? And I even took on a nice pants. You don't see my pants, but I took on a nice pants because it makes me feel good. I put on some jewelry. I put on the rings that I normally put on when I do an event. In the day, I don't have all these rings and all this. But I thought, let me make up like a Christmas tree for the call because that means as well that I'm serious in this business. And I think that when you follow the call, I made yesterday the mistake. I forgot. You know what? I was anonymous on that call of Peter Gussler. Fortunately, I was anonymous. I had the camera off and the thing off, and I wanted to be anonymous because I knew that I can learn something by my surprise. Andrea was on that call. I didn't even know it, and fortunately for her, she didn't see that I was listening because you always act differently when you are noticed. So, and after the call, I listened to the comments of the people. And then Peter asked me when all the people left and only 5 are, he asked me, Igor, do you want? And you know what I forgot? Because I was so much I forgot that I was naked. Can you imagine? Because I was in the bed, I was feeling shit, I was sick. But I get so excited that when he asked me, fortunately, I had only the upper part. But then I looked, I put my glasses on. I said, oh, I have to be careful because I'm completely naked and that's not the way. Can you imagine that I make the recording and behind me is a window that reflects my ass? Now, that's not something that inspires you, huh? You know, I'm 57 years old. My ass is not that inspiring. I can imagine when you see Andrea's ass, that you sing hallelujah, that's beautiful. That's what I'm, but you don't want to see mine. I'll be honest with you. Better I put a lot of clothes on. Clothes are making the man. So you see, I'm always honest. I'm not doing difficult. I like to say the things the way they are. Now, guys, let's go in. And now I'm going to really to talk about the view because, and you know, sorry for that I took advantage of your time, but that's the type of person I am. And I always believe when you really want to learn it, yeah, then yeah, you're stuck with me. So I will ask my son, how are you? Where's your sombrero, Paris? Put the sombrero on. So let's go together into the mood, ladies and gentlemen. So look. Here we go. There's my son, Paris. He's the technician for today. He and I are together learning how we have to do this. We had no clue a couple of days ago. We never, Roald was laughing at us. He said, Igor, you never organized it yourself. Yes, I organized it, but I always ask somebody else to introduce me. Now, before I start to talk about big numbers, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I have to do. And I have to tell you, this is what you have to do as well. You know why? When you don't start with a disclaimer, when you don't start to warn the people as well, that whatever you do has rules and regulations. We are not an investment company. We don't have the license to sell stocks or whatsoever. So make sure that you don't end up promising people over-promising with the possibility that you under-deliver. Make sure that whatever you explain to them, you know, I have been in a lot of products companies that had the claim, and there are a lot of products companies that in America have now problems because they claimed that when you use their product, you don't get COVID, and then somebody get it and died. Yeah, you know what? They immediately go to court and they go after you. I explained many times about cryptocurrency, and there could be a high result, a high return on investment, but actually, I don't want to see it that way because it is, you know, whatever you do is your decision. Whatever I do is my decision, but I'm not going to sell you investments. That is what you have to sell to yourself when you want it. So I do this disclaimer. And that's very important. And, you know, I will even take the time to read it because you can never read it enough. Any compensation today mentioned in this presentation is not guaranteed. You know, it's what I think can happen, but that is not, and I'm talking as a private person to you. I'm not explaining you this. When I talk about numbers, it's my personal vision. It's not something that the company shares. It's what my calculation as royal ambassador and as private person is. It's not said as vice president of sales because I always have to divide those two. When I talk only as a vice president of sales, yeah, then I can say nothing anymore because I have to be very carefully. So what I'm going to do now, from now on, I speak to you as a private person, as an affiliate like yourself. So any compensation mentioned in this presentation is not guaranteed, but directly influenced by the specific efforts and profitability of the project and involves some degree of monetary risk. Wow, that are beautiful words. I would love to say this simple to you, because this sounds technical and actually it is legal. So, but it means that, you know, the best way to predict the future is to create it. And we have a lot of things where we are, you know, the corona crisis was not predictable. Now it is there, you can predict and you can expect some positive or negative results from it. whatever I calculate is a possibility. So that means it could go that way. And, you know, I even believe myself that it goes that way. That's why Andrea and I bought for almost 2 million on units. We didn't buy it in one day, but step by step, we built it up. And Andrea said it beautifully. I wanted even to buy more, but the company said, Igor, it is okay that you buy 1%, but not more than that, because the other people must have something as well. So, yeah, sometimes I want to buy 5%, but I left it by 1% because, yeah, I have to give other people the possibility as well. So products, images shown for illustration are for illustration for this moment only. It's not something that I can record and send out all over the world, but I want to use some pictures and things in my presentation that make it more clear to you. So, and I took those pictures just from the internet. I took it from the internet, and it's not done by the company, it's done by me personally to show you what I mean. So actual rewards may differ from the illustrated product and does not imply similar rewards will be achieved. Whatever I'm going to tell you is you have to calculate it yourself. So whatever I explain you have to do it yourself, and that's why we have that income calculator at our site that gives you and you have to put in the numbers yourself. So and we don't go over a certain amount, but myself, where the calculator stops, that's where I start calculating for myself. So I have a clear vision based on the information that I have and the expectation of a lot of media. So I used Forbes and Bloomberg many times to see what the potential is. For compensation eligibility, what a beautiful word, the customer needs to become an independent business affiliate of Success Factory. That means when you're a client, you will not make any money. Yeah, you can make money with the units, of course, but you will not make money with the network. And this is one of the things that I really want to start with, because people make the mistake, they bought DEC coins and they say, yeah, but you know, I cannot sell them yet. No, but it's not meant to be ever to sell them. What do you mean? No, from the beginning, it is, in my opinion, and it was never my goal to be able to sell the DEC coins. The company was very clear, and I think I was clear too. The meaning is that you are able to use it. And people say to me, yeah, but Igor, where can I use it? Now, I can give you an example. You can subscribe for Forex for 6 months and pay with DEC coins. How is that? Yeah, but what is the value? I can tell you the value. The value that we give you is 82 cents. And you know, when you pay to us and when you pay to me, I calculate the 82 cents. You are able to buy the second unit with DEC coins. And some people say, yeah, but you know, I have seen another price. No, the price is 82 cents. That's what the company calculates. So when you have to pay 1,000 euro divided by 82 cents, I think it's just less than 1,250 DECs or something. So, but the DECs are calculated at 82 cents, ladies and gentlemen. That's exactly what is in the website. So means we have usability. Yes or no? Is that usability or not? Some people say, yeah, but I want to do different things. You know, even when a shop owner accepted DEC coins, they can now use it at our own company. And the only thing that we can do as a company is lead by example. For the rest, it's up to you, and it's up to individual merchandise to accept it or not. But you can imagine with what we do with the view that the acceptance of the DEC coin could go up and that the value could go up by the success of one of the other products. So I know that you can buy telephone minutes with DEC Telecom, and I know that we have thousands, 10,000s of people being very happy by being able to make phone calls for low amount of money. Other people say, yeah, but in my country, it's not interesting. It can be that something that is very interesting in my country is not that interesting in your company. I know that when we start with the American market of the Forex insiders, that the American market, there's a focus on the American market. Then people say, yeah, but I don't live in the American market. Yeah, then at the lounge, that is not the same interest for you. But the American market, for example, cannot sell the view in the beginning. They cannot sell bank. They cannot sell the other products. And when we enter the American market, for sure, our crypto must be off the website. So people say, but why do you take it off? Yeah, because when we keep it on and we keep on selling crypto, we will never be able to enter to the United States and to the American market. So there's always a reason behind, and maybe you don't know that reason, but there's a legitimate reason why we do what we want to do. Now, there we go. Beautiful flyer. Thanks to Juan. Thanks to my son Paris. They created this together. And I've seen Mario even put it in more time zones in it. The view. Focus on Mexico, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we are going to talk about today. So this is, and my son find the mistake. It was Mexico Stad, but that's of course Dutch. So he changed it into Mexico City. Why should you buy Mexico? Why should you promote Mexico? In my opinion, of all the countries that we have in the back office that you find in the view that are available, from all the countries that are available, Greece and Mexico are the most underestimated countries. They are under rewarded. People bought a lot of countries where I think, how can it be that they buy that country? Well, you can buy Greece or Mexico or Kenya. So I have to say that I made the top three, and number 1 and 2 are actually equal, Mexico and Greece. Yeah, 2 days ago, I talked about Greece. I saw that a lot of you bought Greece. When you didn't see it, in a couple of days, I will do Greece again, because I will repeat it. I think in 2 days, I will do 1 day in between. In 2 days, I will talk about Kenya. But Mexico is one of the 2 most underestimated countries in the world. Why do I say that? Look at Mexico. Mexico has a population of 129 million people living in Mexico. But do you have any idea how many Mexicans are living in the United States? How many Mexicans are living in other countries? When you calculate those, there are tens of millions of Mexicans. So Mexicans, there are more than 160 million Mexicans in the world. And you know what is with Mexico? Mexico is one of those countries where the people are entrepreneurial. You know, they are in a lot of businesses. You know, not all are good businesses. I will be honest, because Mexico is famous for not only good, but, you know, bad businesses as well. The people in the Netherlands, we have a free country. They don't think that is that bad what they do, but the rest of the world has not a good idea about it. But Mexicans are entrepreneurs. Mexican people always want to make money. They are like the Dutch. They are like the Chinese. They are like, yeah, what do I say? The Chinese, the Dutch, the Mexicans, the Jews. They are like that. They all think, how can I make more money? Now, can you imagine that there are 160 million on the planet of them? That is already a big market. That's already, you know, that means that they are able to switch and think business-wise. The average income is not the highest. It's 736, but from all the countries with more than 1 million people, with more than 100 million people in it, it's a pretty high income when you compare it to China or India or Nigeria or Indonesia. Actually, it's one of the highest incomes. So you must understand that, of course, there are parts in Mexico where the people are, like Guadalajara is a business city. The average income in Guadalajara is way higher. The average income in Cozumel is way higher. But there are parts that are not that high income. So the average is for such big country extremely well. Now, the price per unit is 250 euro. How is that? Because people ask me, Mr. Alberts, how do you calculate how many units there must be? And how do you calculate what the price per unit is? Now, the price per unit, we simply do one thing. We look at the list of the World Bank. Which one do we use more? The World Bank and the IMF. World Bank, IMF, and two more. We look at them and we see what are the 25 richest countries in the world. That are 1,000 countries. I explained it 2 days ago, but I will do it again. When does a country have a unit of 500? When he's between 26 and 50. The countries like Finland is outside the top 25. Greece, but big countries like Spain, Italy, and France are not the richest countries in the world. The richest countries in the world are countries like Qatar, like Singapore, like Luxembourg, like Monaco, like Belgium, the Netherlands, the Scandinavian countries like Norway, Sweden, and Denmark. They are all Germany, but even Germany and England, they are not top of the world, but they are just in the top 20. I think even that England is number 25. So one place lower and they would be a 500 country. So Mexico means Mexico is between 51 and 75. Now, when you look at the most densest countries in the world, Nigeria, for example, is 125 because they are outside, they are 76 or higher. Indonesia, 76 or higher. India, 76 or higher. China, 76 or higher. People say, yeah, but China is a big market, it's the biggest economy in the world. Yes, it has rich regions like Shanghai and Beijing, but the majority of Chinese is extremely poor. So it is not considered one of the richest countries in the world. But Mexico is, from all the high density countries, it's a 250. You know, we could break up Mexico in states, but we choose to sell Mexico as a total. So, and then the units. The units are, we have a couple of models. We look at the average income. We look at the buying power of the people. So how much value has their money in their country? And we look as well to the number of people. So with 129 people and with 160 in total Mexicans in the world, of course, it gets the maximum units, and the maximum units in this category is 10,000. But we could have made 20,000 as well. But for you, it's more interesting that there are only 10,000. So now you know as well how we do the calculation a little bit. And it can be that we update that sometimes. It will never get more, but there are a couple of countries that I look at the situation right now, and their economic buying power over the last 2 years went extremely down because of the COVID. So we will make a recalculation of some countries, and we did that before. We recalculated 10 countries. I promise you, we will never create more units, but it can be that we create less. That means that when you already had the units, can you imagine that we have a country with 5,000 and we bring it back to 3,000, but you have it already. You are good because you don't share with 5,000 units, but you share now with 3,000. So this is how we do it. And this is the most important thing to know about Mexico. As well, you see some beautiful pictures of Mexico. You see the pyramid of Chichen Itza, you see some food, you see Mexico City, you see, I think this is somewhere in Tulum, the one left at the left down there. So I'm going to give you some more figures about Mexico. I give you the 10 biggest cities. Now, I know that when you're Mexican, you think Mexico City only 8.8. It has way more people. Yeah, but that is because you see some cities that are actually part of Mexico City when you see it as a suburb area, you know, but yeah, that are independent. I always say the biggest city of the Benelux is actually Antwerp, but because they broke up Antwerp in different parts, it's no longer the biggest city now. Even Amsterdam had to become the biggest city now of the Benelux. But in reality, Brussels and Antwerp are way bigger. So look at the cities. I will lift some out. Mexico City, of course, Tijuana, and you see Guadalajara. Now, in Mexico, it depends on which figures I look. In some, Guadalajara is the second city. In some, Tijuana is it. But we took some figures from Forbes. We say, okay, let's go for that. Guadalajara, Monterrey is a huge city in Chihuahua, of course, where Mario and Giovanna are coming from. Chihuahua, very famous for the dogs that are coming from it. The rich women always want to have a Chihuahua dog. And actually, I learned the last trip a lot about the Mexicans, and I saw that revolutions always start in Chihuahua. That's why I'm very happy that that our whole organization in South America started in Chihuahua with Mario and Giovanna, and they did a great job by building the entire Americas. So there are much more cities, of course, much more famous cities that you said, but there are more. But let's see this. A reason to go to Mexico, and let me be direct. The number one vacation destination of Americans, and there are 300 million Americans, their favorite destination where they like to go is Mexico, ladies and gentlemen. That means that in the real life, they spend the money in Mexico. Can you imagine when we build in the view Mexico? Where does an American firstly want to go? He first wants to go to Mexico. He wants to go to the Bahamas. He wants to go to Alaska, and he wants to go to Hawaii. So, but Mexico is their number one destination, and you see it now in Europe. More airlines start to have direct flights. In the past, KLM only was flying one flight a day to Mexico City. Now they fly directly out of Amsterdam to for example, Mazatlan. They fly to Cancun. They fly to Guadalajara. They fly to Mexico City. So they even have multiple flights. The French airline, you can fly out of Germany. So more and more European airlines, European countries, they discover Mexico as a super duper vacation destination. That is important to know, because when we build those cities and those places in the view, that will be in their mind one of the first things that they want to go to. And before you know, they buy a souvenir. Before you know, they buy a ticket to see something. And before you know, when you have the units, you are going to make money. Now, I give you a couple of them. Most beautiful beaches you find: Tulum, Punta Mita, Akumal Beach, Cancun, and there are Mazatlan. I can mention Cozumel, Puerto Vallarta. There are many more, but I give you, because my son prepared this, and I give you some images of that so that you see what we mean. Here you see the beaches of Tulum. So it's not only beautiful beaches, but it's as well a lot of culture. And there lies the secret of Mexico. It's not just beaches. It's not just laying on the beach and enjoying the sun, but Mexico is one of those countries in the world, I think, equally to some European like France, Spain, Italy, and Greece, but it gives you a tremendous amount of culture. And that culture is unique. You don't find that culture nowhere else in the world. So because of his uniqueness, can you imagine that we are able to film on those beaches and give you a beach experience that you put on. Yeah, do we have the Quentin? Can you get me one of those glasses, or you give me two? You know, because I have in my house everywhere those things. Look, when you put on this, you know, I'm now looking at Tulum, but can you imagine that I just put on this? I put it on. There we go. Oh, it's made for the children. I put it on. I put this one's in my hand, and now I can walk over the beach. Actually, that is great. And when one of my children puts it on as well, we can even together. That's why I have multiple, and at the office we have it as well. And I advise you as well, make sure you have one of those yourself, so that you don't only talk about the experience, but you are going to show them the experience. And you will see, like we promised, the first experiences on our Dubai event. Make sure the first experience will be in there, so that you can get a glimpse of the bigger vision and the bigger and the bigger mission of this company, and that you see it in front of you. So Tulum, super. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Punta Mita, one of those other destinations. Not everybody knows about it, but the moment you go in the view and the moment you know more, you are going to share this, because look at the colors. Mexico is, you know, Mexico is for me the country of colors. There's not one country in the world where you see so many rainbow colors. It is for me the most colorful society in the world. And I have the experience. I've been in 180 different countries. Look at this, Akumal Beach. Can you imagine, ladies and gentlemen, that you are able in the view, because we can not only walk, but we can go under the water and we can fly. That with this on, out of your own house, you are able to swim with the turtles. Can you imagine that, ladies and gentlemen? That you're able to have that turtle straight in front of you. That you are able, with this ones in your hand, to swim around, to do the whole swimming, and to go around and look the turtles from the different angles. Can you imagine that that will come in Mexico? How many people do you think will buy a ticket to see that? Think about that. When Mexico has millions of visitors, when Mexico will have 1 million of visitors at least per day, how many people want to swim with the turtles, walk over the beach and swim in those beautiful destinations? Cancun, ladies and gentlemen, I just came back, and I think that we have some people in the group like Peter and Queenie, and they went, and of course the Mexican teams, the Venezuelan teams, the people from Colombia, there's some people from the Caribbean that went there too. Look at the beach. It's white sand, ladies and gentlemen. It's white powder sand as far as you can see. It has beaches like the Playa de Mujeres. It has beaches like where our hotel was, and it's everywhere. It is a waterfall of beautiful beaches, and the beaches in Mexico are considered one of the most beautiful beaches in the world. So only with the beaches, I think we can make a fortune. Only by swimming in the oceans and diving under the water, we will have an income that is tremendously. We can make a fortune with Mexico. Now, and I'm going to go a little bit deeper into this. Here you have the most beautiful sights of Mexico. Now, for me, the #1 destination in Mexico is one of the 7 new world wonders of the world. It is called Chichen Itza. So Chichen Itza, then you have, of course, Mexico City that has unique things. Mexico City is a vibrant city, and some parts are a little bit dangerous to go to, but you know what? In the view is no crime. Nobody can rob you in the view. Nobody can hit you on the back. Nobody can touch you. You cannot be raped, hit it, stolen. It's not possible. The view is completely safe. And you can go on your own to all the places. You don't even need a chaperone or a team around you. Palenque is a beautiful place. And then Teoti, I'm bad in the Mexican, but let me try it again. Teotihuacan. Teotihuacan. Is that good? Is that good, Gabriela? Am I announcing it right? Teotihuacan. So I hope I did it right. And I show you some images of it. Can you imagine when Chichen Itza is one of the 7 world wonders in the world? So in the past, people were able to walk this pyramid. This is after the pyramids in Gizeh in Egypt, the one of Cheops, and the one of Mykonos, and the one of Chephren. These pyramids in Chichen Itza are actually the number 1s of the new wonders of the world. And this pyramid is magically, so it's actually the pyramid that I have in front of me. So I know that you look at the little image, but this is that pyramid, ladies and gentlemen. And the secret of that pyramid is that inside this pyramid, you don't see nothing in mine, but inside this pyramid is a second littler pyramid. And inside that second littler pyramid is even a third littler pyramid. But the ones to get inside, you cannot, there's no door in this pyramid. To get inside there, you need to enter the littlest one, but there's a river underneath everything you see. You need to go with the boat, but you don't know where, because nobody, they know where, they do that now. That's how they discovered it. But in the view, you will be able to go down, enter the boat, go under the ground, go under the water. Even when you're afraid and you're claustrophobic, you don't have to be afraid because you're sitting in your own living room, but you can get the experience of going in the secret rivers of Chichen Itza, go under and enter in the pyramid in the littlest one. In the littlest one is a door to go into the second one. And in the second one is a door, and then actually you stand in the pyramid that you see in front of you. So beautiful as this. This is Mexico City. My son was very proud. He said, I use a picture that I made myself. Can you imagine? That the world is so beautiful that my son, who made this presentation for me, that he uses his own pictures. That means that he has been there. How beautiful is life, ladies and gentlemen, that you build a network marketing organizations and you're not only able to see it yourself, but you are able to let your children travel with you and see this beautiful world. Now, I have a lot of money. I can do that. But a lot of people don't have that. They are not even able to come there themselves. But for that, we have the view. We have the view so that everybody, doesn't matter where you are in the world, the only thing is you need one of those and you can enter the entire world. So in Mexico City, you have a lot of, this is the Museum of Special Art. Mexico City on itself has at least 10 different things that people visit, that thousands and thousands, 10,000s of people are visiting on a daily basis. Can you imagine that we film that all and that people are going to buy tickets for all those things? And can you imagine that whatever volume comes out of those tickets, that when you have a unit, you share in the 5% revenues, or you share in the 5% volume, not the results, not the revenues, but you share in the total turnover. Now, you said, what is Palenque? Now, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Magic. It's magic. And this is a place where not a lot of people are able to come. But you know, when we put this in the view, people read about it. They read in magazines, they read in Forbes, they read in local, they read in National Geographic, they see things. And then the dream is, but I will never be there. Can you imagine, ladies and gentlemen? that in the view, you just open the portal, you teleport yourself to Palenque, and I possibly pronounce it wrongly because I'm not good. Spanish is not one of my language, but can you imagine? You know, when I look at this, I already feel it. Wow. I saw this picture. I said to my son, where's this man? You know, I've not been here. So this is the new I have no clue where it is in Mexico, but by looking at it, I can guarantee you that this year I will walk there. I will make you pictures, but you know what? I will take the crew with me. I will take Juan and the guys with me because I'm going to, for this must be in the view. Are you agreeing with me? Do you like that we do this in the view and that you are able to get here? Can you imagine? And when you like to be here, can you imagine how many people that you know want to be here too? And yeah, they need to buy a ticket for this, of course. And hey, the moment that they get there and they buy a ticket, you're going to make money. Now, and this is a beautiful one. Hey, this is, you see it. My son made it again. So this is close to Mexico City. That's that Teotihuacan. Teotihuacan. Oh. This is, and actually what you see is actually where we made this picture. We made this picture on the pyramid of the moon. One pyramid is called the moon and the other one is the sun. The one that is behind me, that's the pyramid of the sun. And there are videos that you can look at in Success Factory about past events. You know, I'm very honored and proud that I was on this place with Niels Grossberg and Chris Rez, and you will see them in the film as well. But you know what? People, when I came here for many years, I was always able to go to the top. But step by step, they reduce the amount of people that can go to the top of those pyramids because they want that people walk around over the squares. But everybody that comes that tries to take a little piece always dirties the place, and yeah, it's destroying the place over time. And they are thinking about closing the situation that people can climb. They did that already in Chichen Itza. And Chichen Itza, you cannot climb the pyramids anymore. They closed that completely. That means opportunity is gone, but that opportunity will be available again in the view. Now, I have another list of the top 5 seaside resorts, and there you have Puerto Vallarta, Isla Mujeres, Playa del Carmen, Yucatan, and Mazatlan. And to show you some pictures, Puerto Vallarta. Wow, man, oh man! It to me it looks like a Mediterranean. It looks like if I'm looking, when I look at the pictures down there, if I'm looking at a resort somewhere in France or Italy. Are you agreeing with me? This is exactly what I've seen in France and Italy. Can you imagine that Mexico has it all in one country? Isla Mujeres. When I look at these pictures, it looks that, especially the one down beneath, it looks that I'm in the Maldives or the Seychelles, or that I'm in Bora Bora. But no, I'm really in Mexico, ladies and gentlemen. And this is close even to Cancun. Now, the beauty of it is that possibly you will never end up here in real life. But in the view, in the virtual reality world, this Isla Mujeres becomes your reality. And you are able to walk around, swim around. And the only thing you have to do is buy a ticket to be able to do it. So I go to another one, Playa del Carmen. Wow, look at this. Another magical place. And now you start to understand why this is the favorite destination of the people in the United States. And I think here we are back in Yucatan. Yucatan is the Maya area. The Maya area, where you see the most phenomenal building is that Chichen Itza, but it has other places like Tulum and many more places to visit and to see. We had the privilege to be with the diamond, with the Latin American retreat, to be in that area, to be in Chichen Itza, to visit. We went down to one of those waters that you see at the right above, that I was swimming in it. It was mesmerizing to be there. And I would love that you were all able to go there. Now, Mazatlan, I've been here too for another retreat. And I always go to all the retreats. I advise you to do whatever retreat you are invited or can go to, make sure that you go, because it will enlarge your view. It will enlarge your motivation. It will give you the inspiration to show others by authentic way why they should be there. Mazatlan, and after Mazatlan, I think there's no more dias than that. I want to go back to the one with Chichen Itza, but now I want to split go back to the first one, Mexico. Go back to Mexico there. But can you split it that it gets half the not that only Mexico is big. I want myself to be big on it, because I want to show you now, and now comes the calculation part, ladies and gentlemen. And I really believe that when you are smart and you have a unit of Mexico, the unit costs you 250 euros. So now the question is, when you have a unit, will it bring you something? And of course, there needs to be contribution. And you can imagine when the price per unit is 250 euro and we sell 10,000 of them. Now, do your own calculation. Can you do your calculation? 10,000 times 250 euro. How much money is that? Tell me how much money that is. It's 2.5 million. Am I right or wrong? It's 2.5 million. 2.5 million. And people say, so it means that when we sell all the units, we have 2.5 million that came from Mexico. But now it comes from the 2.5 million. Half of that money only goes to the view, because you know that the view counts, you know, the volume points. They are 100% calculating for ranks, but they only 50% calculated for payout. And you know why that is? Because you can imagine when we pay out 70% plus all the rewards, there's nothing left to really build it in the view. So in the view, we had to decide that as long as we sell the units, that we have to be very careful, because we need money to really film, to go and to buy the equipment. And, you know, I can tell you that only the computers to be able to work with the content, they cost amounts that you can easily buy a Mercedes E-Class from. And we need different computers to do those things. The filming needs to be on the location. Sometimes it can take days, sometimes it can take weeks. Some locations are so huge that it will take us months to film it with different teams. And then it needs, of course, to be worked on. It needs to be edited before we can put it in. So from the 2.5 million, 1.2 million goes to the view and 1.2 million goes to Success Factory. And what goes to Success Factory, that part goes for the biggest amount to you guys. So it means that 70% plus the awards is being paid out to you. So what is left, that's where Success Factory must do their part of the work, the back offices, the work offices, the people, the compliance department, and all. But half of it goes to the view, and that money is really spent. And as I speak, on different places in the world, there are teams working to create content. Can we film from that 1.2 million, the whole of Mexico? Absolutely not. But we can film the first things. And of course, the first things that we will put in can be things like that pyramid, Tijo Huchiwalakan, or the Chichen Itza one, or one of the beaches in Tulum, or something. We will film a couple of things that we think that the moment that we have it, the people will go to it and they are willing to pay tickets, so that you are making money over your units, but we as well, because that's important too, we must get money to keep on filming. So it means that it's a self-financing situation. Now, look at it from this perspective, and I'm going to stand. Let me see what happens. So, Paris, can you give me the full screen now? Because I will move this a little bit. And now I'm going to use just an example. I'm going to use for you just an example of this beautiful pyramid in Chichen Itza. Now, think about this. How many people, when it's available in the view, will visit Chichen Itza? So how does it work? Means that Chichen Itza is a secret Maya place, and that secret Maya place is actually having 25 different buildings and statues and importance. So to really be everywhere, it takes you a couple of days. I know that Queenie and Peter were with me in Chichen Itza, and we only visited actually this pyramid and one other building. But then we had to leave. You know, the majority of things we not even could visit because we didn't have the time. And it takes you a couple of days to visit everything. Now, the question is, when we have this available in the view, ladies and gentlemen, think about it, that we have this available. We will have, and that's why I've written this, we will have, of course, we will have step one, a limited free entrance. That means that people can open the portal, they can travel to Chichen Itza, and they can walk around, but they can only see a small thing, just enough to get excited. So we will give them enough to get excited, where they can put on their glasses and they can maneuver and they can go to where they think is the most interested to go. And then they will come to an invisible wall, you know, sort of movie wall that they want to continue, but there's a magical wall. They can see that there's more to go, but they cannot continue. They have to keep the distance. And when they want to walk all over the place, they need, and this is an example, I don't know if it's €2 or €1 or €5, but they need, in step two, a walk around ticket. Now, in my example, it's a ticket of, for example, €2. Then they can walk all over the place. Now, they walk all over the place. Then they, of course, want to go in to the museum, or they want to go in the building. Yeah, but in reality, you have to pay an extra ticket to walk into Chichen Itza. I think the ticket was, out of my head, and don't get angry when I'm wrong, but that's why I put it in the disclaimer, but I think the ticket was recalculated to euros, €51 or something. €51 just to walk around. But when you want to go inside certain buildings, you have to pay an extra ticket. Now, let's say that we give you the ticket to walk around in the view everywhere. We give you the ticket for just €2. Do you think it's interesting for people to do it? And will we get a way bigger amount of people? Firstly, people not really have to travel there, so they don't have flight cost, they don't have hotel cost, they don't have transportation, and they don't have to buy expensive food. They can, in the view, out of their own living room, get there. And especially in this Corona crisis time, and I don't think that it's over, because we thought, yeah, it's over next year or after half a year, but we get now variation after variation, and instead of getting less, some countries are already in wave number 5. Can you imagine? And we are just starting with that. So can you imagine that the people are living in a little house somewhere, but they are now able to travel the world. So for €2, they have a ticket, they walk around. when they want to go in a building, they have to pay another ticket, for example, a ticket of €5. Then they are able to go inside. So let's presume that they are able to go into this pyramid. We give them the possibility with a ticket of €5 to go into this pyramid or to climb the pyramid, what in reality is not allowed anymore. We give you the possibility to climb the stairs. You don't have to be afraid, even when you fall off. In reality, you're still in your living room, but you can go into where they have this beautiful temple, because it is a Mayan temple. Actually, this is not a pyramid. It's not meant to be buried, but it's a temple. This Mayan pyramid is made as a temple, and you are able to go all the way to the top, ladies and gentlemen, and you can go inside. Where you see, when you are inside, you will see the second pyramid, but you cannot enter that pyramid because it's simply not possible to enter it from that part. When you want to go into the first and the second pyramid and into the underground river and into the holy secret places, for that, we have an extra ticket. That is the hidden secret places ticket. And it works perfectly because with an extra ticket, so you see, we don't want to charge people up front for everything. We want that they can get there for free. They can walk around for €2. That is doable. Some people want to go in. Maybe 50% of the people want to go up and in the pyramids, but there is a category of at least 10% of the people that really want to see the secret, that want to have the experience. And the beauty is that when today you only walk around, you want to come back tomorrow to go deeper into it. And that is exactly how it works, how we are building the marketing around the view. So then there is the ticket, because some people don't want to walk because that takes a lot of time. And even with these things, you need to walk around, but we will create with drones the possibility of buying a ticket where you can fly over the area. You can fly over the trees and go from one. Then it doesn't take you 3-4 days to visit everything, but in a couple of hours, you can fly over the entire property. And can you imagine? You are able to fly around this pyramid. That's possible in the view, ladies and gentlemen. So it was one of my dreams. I had a couple of dreams when I was a child. I want to be able to fly, and I believe that one day I could fly. I want to be able to be invisible. Now that's possible too. I want to time travel. That was one of my other dreams. And I want to live forever. Now, everybody said, Igor, you're crazy. None of them will be possible. No flying for humans, yeah, in a plane, but not really freely like a bird. You will never be able to time travel. That cannot be. You will not be able to be invisible. You know, that will not work. And you will not live forever. Let's see if in the view. Now, I showed you already that we are able to fly around. And for that, people buy another ticket because that costs more money. And that is for us as well a source of extra income. Now, then people want to come back. So they can say, every time I buy a new ticket, but you can imagine that schools will buy a subscription because maybe today this class is going in it, because this is the whole project, the view, besides that it's for touristical purposes, very good. It is as well for education. Can you imagine that schools in Australia, that schools in Germany, that schools in Thailand, that schools in Madagascar, that schools in Morocco, Africa, they can just buy a subscription and they can enter when they want. But of course, that will cost money, and an abo will cost money. And again, all the money that you see here will go, that is all turnover. And part of the turnover we will share with, in this case, Chichen Itza, in my example, but 5% of the turnover will go to the pool of the people that have the units. Now, you think wow, you only pay 250 for a unit. There are 10,000 unit holders, but I'm going to make a little calculation for you, ladies and gentlemen. Can you imagine how many possibilities we already have only in the first 6 steps? I give you the number 7 step. That will be in the future time traveling, because what will be when we film it over the years, it looks today different than 20 years ago. Can you imagine? How beautiful would it be that we are able to travel 100 years back and see it the way it was 100 years ago? Can you imagine that we start filming, but that in the future we will have the recordings from this year and next year and years to come, that in 100 years from now, your grandchildren, they are going to the view and they are going to visit Chichen Itza, but they want to see as well how it was 50 or 100 years ago. And we have the recordings, means when you buy another ticket, you will be able to time travel. And now I will tell you a little secret. And this is where magic begins, ladies and gentlemen. Because can you imagine that when you and I are going today in the virtual world, visiting it, we walk around, we climb, we fly around, that we can store the recordings, whatever you look at, whatever you see, that we can keep that on files. Honestly, it's not possible today. So I can say to you, yeah, that's an idea that we have, but it's not possible yet to do it because the storage and the way it must be done. But I believe that in the upcoming years, the technology will become so extremely faster that we are able to record all the data. And that when you allow, for example, at the special purpose, that family that comes after you, that you allow that whatever you looked, whatever you said is stored, that means that your grandchildren in 100 years from now can travel back to 2022 when you and I visited together Chichen Itza, and they are able to follow us. So they can choose to follow what we do. They pull up the recordings of what we have done. They can hear and they can see us doing. Now, it depends. If you put an alter ego in, then they will see your alter ego. But I will not use an alter ego. I will make a 3-4D scan of myself, and so that they see exactly who I was, and with all my perfect imperfection, with my big nose, with my big belly at the moment, with my gray beard, and that my grandchildren are able to follow me. They can walk in my shoes and see what I see. They can choose to be in me, and they can choose to look from a distance. Can you imagine that that will be possible in the future? How many people will buy a ticket to be able to time travel? Would you? Can you imagine that your grandmother and father visited Chichen Itza? Would you love to follow them? Would you be willing to pay 10 euro to have that experience? Possibly your answer is, like I say, yes. And can you imagine what a volume will come from that? So the view is not something that is not a short-term vision. It's something that in short term, we are building it. In the midterm, you will make money with it. And in the long term, there comes a fortune out of it. Now, step number 8, and that's important to do when you visit the Eiffel Tower or the Colosseum or Chichen Itza or Machu Picchu, you will have a lot of shops where you can buy souvenirs, mini statues, mini things. We are going to build those shops and selling points as well. And we will give entrepreneurs the possibility to rent on a monthly basis or lease from us those places. We will be competitive. That means that entrepreneurs that want it can have their virtual store in our virtual reality world. And that means that as well, that when you walk around and you pay the ticket, you can go to the stores and you can go in and you can actually, by touching it or pointing at it, order that souvenir that will be shipped from Chichen Itza or wherever they have the warehouse to your home. Because in reality, in the virtual reality, you visited it, so you want the souvenir. Like I brought this one home. I took it out of my swimming pool because I have it in my swimming in the spa area. I took it home. I don't know what I paid for it, maybe 50 euro, maybe 100 euro, but I have my house is a complete museum of things that I brought back from my travel. And how beautiful is it that you are able to travel and buy the things as well. And then we come to step number 9, the souvenirs that those shops are selling. The lease that they pay for renting the shop, the money is diverted as well between Chichen Itza, because we built the shop in their property, so they want to have a part of it as well. But the biggest part will stay with the view, and whatever we keep, the people that have the units, 5% of that amount of money will be shared by them. More beautiful is as well, when you don't have Mexico, but you have units in the founders pool, they share 1%. The universal pool, 1%. The global pool, 1%. Infinity pool, 1%. Leadership's pool, 1%. So when you buy the units, when they are in action, like Mexico now, you get double the units. Can you imagine? You buy an ultra pack. An ultra pack means you get 4 regional units in it. You get 4 regional units. Those 4 regional units give you as well 42 units into the universal pool. And the universal pool shares 1% of the total world volume. So you don't only make money in the regional pools, but you have part of, and that is the beauty, you share in everything when you buy it, when there's an action. Now, you share in the lease, that can be a lot of money. Can you imagine how many souvenirs? And you know what we do? We do the trick, because where's the limited free entrance, we build shops as well. So the people that don't want to buy a ticket, but they want to buy a magnet or a bag or a hoodie or whatever they want to buy, slippers with the initials of Chichen Itza on it, the souvenir sales in the limited free area will, even in the limited free area, you will make money. And we will make sure, and there we come, I come on that a little bit later, you will make money with the souvenir sales. So can you imagine that we will organize events, ceremonies, people will be able to marry in Chichen Itza. We will provide that possibility, but it will cost money, of course. You need to buy a ticket for that. Or we do a concert of Jay-Z and Beyonce in Chichen Itza. How many millions of people want to buy a ticket for that, to see them performing in front of this, with this beautiful pyramid in the background? Can you imagine? When we do something like that, I can imagine that we do it this way. Part of the money goes to Jay-Z and Beyonce. Can be that we pay the money to do the concert, but I like more the formula that no cure, no pay, that they share in what comes out of it. Can be, let's say that we sell 1 million of those tickets, and those tickets cost 10 euro. We give Jay-Z and Beyonce, we give them 2.5 euro. We give Chichen Itza 2.5 euro, and we keep 5 euro. 5 euro on 1 million tickets means that's already 5 million. From the 5 million, 5% goes into the pool of the unit holders. Can you imagine? And this is only 1 million. How many people do you think want to follow a concert of Jay-Z and Beyonce when they do that in front of the pyramid of Chichen Itza? What do you think? Do you think that I'm too much with my 1 million? I think 10, 20, 30 million people will do it. But then understand how it works. Because when half of the ticket price goes to the view means that when you have a unit in the view, you will share in value, will share in that 5%. Now I'm going to come to the last thing, step number 11, advertising and sales. That's actually where WhatsApp and Google and Instagram, that's where they make the money. That's where YouTube makes the money. That model will be in our thing as well. So it means that when you go for the free entrance, there will be advertising. There will be advertising. A lot of companies are interested in putting an advert in. So you start walking, and while you walk, you will see signals or movies are coming up of the people that advertise. When you don't want the advertisement, it's good, but you have to pay to get it off. Like YouTube, I pay every month, I pay 35 euros to not get adverts and to get it in the highest quality. Because that's another thing. We can have different streaming qualities, but the less advertising you want, the higher the quality, you have always to pay for that. And again, when that is because they want to visit Chichen Itza or something else in Mexico, means that there's coming a part of the money to the ones that have the units of the country. Now, I have a step number 12 as well, high up here, and the step number 12, you can imagine. And before I explain step number 12, I'm going to give you an example. So think about, I have given the example of the Eiffel Tower, I've given the example of the Colosseum, I've given the example of the secret city in Beijing, I have given the example of Bounty Island like Bora Bora, I have given the example of the La Sagrada Familia, and now I'm going to give the example of Chichen Itza. Think about how many people per day in the future, let's say 3 to 5 years from now, will visit Chichen Itza to see what it's all about freely. You can only compare it, but with how many people are typing in Google Chichen Itza to see movies or videos. Because now the Google will say, yeah, when you want to virtual reality visit Chichen Itza, you have to go to the view. Every single day, 8 million people type in Chichen Itza, and they go to pictures or movies from Chichen Itza. Let's presume that 1 million people every single day are freely going to visit Chichen Itza. We don't make money over that, not completely, because they will get the advertising. Why? Because people, when we have 1 million visitors per day, how much money will we make with the advertising? We have the souvenir shops. When only 10% of the people or 1% of the people buy a souvenir, there comes money into the view. Are you agreeing with me? But let's not even calculate that now. Let's simply say 1 million people per day are going to it. Then it's not that wild to think that at least 10% will buy the walk around ticket. Are you agreeing with me? Am I overestimating? I even think that half of them will do it, but let's only calculate 10. When 10% will do it, means 100,000 people are going to buy a ticket of €2 in my example. And this is an example. Can be that it's €3, can be that it's 2, can be that it's 5, but let's calculate 2. Means 2 means in this case, the free ticket to walk around, that is €200,000 is coming in every single day. Now, €200,000, €200,000, 5% of €200,000, how much is that? How much is 5% of €200,000? That is €10,000. Are you agreeing with me? €10,000. €10,000 is the 5% of the €200,000. So are you with me? Stay calculating, because this is very important. This is important to understand why you need today to buy the units of Mexico. Because when everybody understands it, it's sold out before midnight. When everybody understands it, I'm pretty sure Mexico will be sold out. When only this ticket, step number 2, will bring 10,000 euro. How many unit holders are there? How many are there? You remember? 10,000. Means when you have 1 unit and you share in the units pool, in the regional pool, you will make every single day, in my example, 1 euro. 1 euro. That's not a lot, eh? No? Are you sure? That's 7 euro per week. That is 30 euro per month. That is 365 euro every single year. Whoa. Igor, what are you telling me? That with your example, it is possible when I buy a unit of 250 euro, that in a couple of years, only with step number 2, I will get back only from Chichen Itza. There is only one destination in Mexico, in that big Mexico. That is not people visiting Mexico City. That is not visiting people Mazatlan or Cozumel or Cancun or one of the other beautiful places. That's only this place, Chichen Itza. That I am maybe able to make 1 euro per day. The answer is in my calculations, and my calculations are based on facts and statistics and are based on what Forbes and Bloomberg and other experts say about this metaverse, this virtual reality world, this augmented reality world, this artificial intelligence world, that it could be that you are able to make 1 euro per day only with step number 2. That means you have a result of 365 euro per year in my example, and you only pay 250. Is that a good deal or not? I want to see your face. Show me your finger when you think it's a good deal, ladies and gentlemen. Because when you think it's not a good deal, you show me that when you invest your money in stocks, in real estate, in whatever you do, you will make at least 100% per year. And I will tell you that you are a liar. You are a big liar, because I have a fortune to spend, and Andrea and I, we have specialists looking at stocks, looking at cryptocurrencies, looking at real estate, but we could not find any opportunity where we could get our money make more than 100% or 100% on yearly base. And now continue thinking, because maybe only 10% of the people of that 100,000 are buying this ticket or that ticket or that ticket or that ticket or that ticket. Maybe only 10% will do that. But that means that there comes another 10%, that 10,000 people on daily base buy an average of 5 or 10 euro on tickets. Let's say 10 euro, that they buy 2 tickets, or they buy the flying tickets, or, you know, that 10% wants to fly or time travel or want to go in. That's another 10 euro. And only 10,000 people per day, only 10,000 people are doing that. But that's another 100,000 euro. Another 100,000 euro means an extra 50 cents on daily base. So now you don't make 165 anymore, but you make 365 plus 50%. Are you agreeing with me? And can you imagine, that is without the lease income, that is without the souvenir sales, that is without the concerts, that is without the advertising. And can you imagine that we share as well a part with Chichen Itza? We share with you 5%, but let's say that we give Chichen Itza as well 5%, or maybe we give them 10%. We give them 10% of the 200,000 only from this ticket. They get 20,000 a day only from that ticket. Do you think they will let us to film it? We will be the biggest investor. You know what they are going to do in a couple of years? They will close the properties. They will keep it clean. They don't need to get the garbage away. They don't need anymore to protect it and to secure it. They don't need the security. They only keep it updated, and they will go, because Chichen Itza only 10%. What we see, 10%, the rest, the 90% is still under the ground. So they will completely focus on digging and making it more interesting. So I really believe that in the future, maybe not 1 million people will visit it a day, but can you imagine that the Chinese are able to go there, and the people from India? We have 2 billion people. Man, out of the 2 billion people will come another 1 million visitors per day. So you see already one location will give you the possibility of having a high result on your contribution. So I have to be very careful with my words, and you have to be careful as well, because it's not a guarantee. But I really believe that only Chichen Itza will make me in the future, in the narrow future, it will make me at least, it will make whatever I paid for it, it will make me that amount of money every single year. I really believe that Chichen Itza, with the full potential that we have there, will make me every month that 250 euro, ladies and gentlemen, because that's not that difficult to calculate. Can you imagine that you have a unit that brings you every year 250 or 500, or maybe every year makes you 2,500? Is that interesting? Yes or no? That means as well that when you have a unit of Mexico and it's sold out and the marketplace opens, that in a year from now, that unit has not the value of 250 euro anymore. Think about that. What will be the value of your Mexican unit in the future? 250? Think about, yes, I see somebody doing this. Yes, that's what I think. Who of you, show me your hand, who of you has units of Bali? Who has units of Bali? The units of Bali were only 125 euro. Are you agreeing? Now, when the marketplace comes, who wants to sell his units of Bali for 250 euro? Who wants to sell it to me? Nobody? I look at it, maybe let me see there. Is somebody that wants to sell his units of Bali to me for 250 euro? When you are willing to do that, means that you made 100% profit over it. Are you agreeing? You made 100% profit. You lose the region, but you still have your global pool and universal pool and infinity pool. Are you agreeing? Because you cannot sell that. That's what you keep. You only sell the region. But I really believe that Bali is the #1 travel destination, dream destination in the world. That Bali, when it comes on the marketplace, personally, I have more than 1%. You know what? Because I want to sell it, some units in the marketplace. But I guarantee you, I'm not going to sell any unit under 2,500. I want at least 1,000% return on investment of what I bought. And I talk about me. But possibly when I talk with Andrea said, we don't sell it at all. We keep it because the revenues are way bigger. I said, yeah, but maybe somebody wants to pay 10,000 euro for it. Then I can think about it. Maybe 5,000. But do you think when Mexico is sold out, that people are going to sell it on the marketplace for 250. Ladies and gentlemen, did you understand why I did the whole presentation before? Because this is only Chichen Itza. What do you think about that other pyramid in Mexico City that is double? They even have more visitors per day. They have more visitors. They are not that famous, but they have more visitors. When the Americans have Mexico as their favorite destination, how many Americans will visit in the view Mexico? They are going to make you awful rich, ladies and gentlemen. Only the Americans, but when the rest of the world understands what Mexico has to offer, do you now understand why you saw my presentation of Greece, or you will see it again? But do you now understand what is the real potential of Mexico? Because Mexico, besides Chichen Itza, has Tulum. It has Mexico City. It has the other pyramids. It has all the things, and on and on. It has at least 25 places like Chichen Itza. 25 places. Let's presume that they all bring you €1 per day. €1 per day. Because a unit is for the entire Mexico, ladies and gentlemen. Entire. I truly believe that within a couple of years, 3 till 5 years, that really starts going. That really starts going. We will need to film it. That Mexico will not bring you €1 per day, but that Mexico will bring you €25 per day. Let's first say that it brings you €1. That means that every year, whatever you paid for it, you get that amount on your bank account, in your bank account. That a couple of years later, maybe 2 years later, you will make the same amount of money that you paid for every single month. That's not wild to understand. We only need to film Chichen Itza and the one in Mexico City, Teotihuacan. We only need to film that. There you have it. Every month, boom, €250. But when we are able to film the other locations as well, that at a certain moment, maybe after 7 years, you will make the 250 every week. After 9 years, maybe you are able to make that 250 every single day. Every single day, ladies and gentlemen. Every single day. When you make 250 every single day with your 1 unit of Mexico, how much is it worth on the marketplace? People will pay you €25,000 for that view unit. And there will come a time that it has a value, in my opinion, that they will pay you maybe €100,000 for Mexico to simply get it. Because there will come a day in the future, somewhere, when we are able to continue doing what we are going to do, doing what we are doing, that it will bring you that €250 at least every hour. And maybe even, and that is where my dreams, that is where my prediction goes. My Igor, not Success Factory, not the view. Igor Emmanuel Alberts believes, together with Andrea Cimbala, that one day it will bring our children and grandchildren at least €250 every minute, maybe even every second. And that's why we went all in. Every time that Andrea and I, and we recently talked about, because some people said, yeah, but Igor, you guys are so rich, why don't you buy more? We buy the maximum that the company allows us to buy. You can ask them. We have people, I have friends that want to invest €10 million from one to the other day. Yes, Igor, I buy everything that is available from that. We had in Saudi Arabia one guy that wanted to buy all the existing shares from Saudi Arabia. And then we had sold 40%, but we didn't allow, because we want that you and your people are able. Because when one rich guy buys everything, his family is already rich, but we want to share it. So Even Andrea and I could buy way more, but we are not allowed. And we are team players because teamwork makes the dream work. We want that Jorge has part of it, that Gabriela has it, that Petra is able to have it, that Peter has it, that Kayan has it, that Benji has it, that Diego has it, that you have it, that the people that are building the view, the people that are building Success Factory, that you are able to do that for your family. And I believe it based on simple things, because I spend it my free time in looking at Forbes, looking at the predictions, looking what other companies are doing. And you know what I figured out? Nobody on the entire planet had the guts to pull off what we pulled off. Nobody on the entire planet had the idea because they didn't think so big. I'm 100% sure. People say, how do you know? I know that guys like Mark Zuckerberg, and I am sure that guys like Jeff Bezos will get this type of videos. They will one day, and maybe they already did, but they will look at it and they will think, what the fuck, I missed that opportunity. We have people approaching us, approaching me personally. You have seen that I was in Venice with Van Diesel and with the wife of DJ Khaled and with how was that rapper called? How was that rapper? Ciara or something? Famous American rappers. How is the one with the big body, the wild one? How is she called? DJ Kelly. Yeah, no, a rapper, a rapping girl, a girl that raps. Quinton, you are the young generation. Come on, give me the names. Cardi B. You know, I talked with them. You know what Van Diesel said? Igor, I give you a couple of million, buy me the views. I said, but that's not how it works, Van. You have to do it yourself. I am not your broker. I don't have a license for broker. When you want it, I give you an access code and you can enter it. And you know what? I know that they did it. I know that he came home and that they really did it. But even then, we don't give them the opportunity to do it big. And they are, of course, you don't find their names, you don't find their things, we cannot promote it. But I know that those people are tremendously interested in what we have to offer, because we are doing something that nobody did before, that nobody had the guts. And that's why I did the first part before I started to talk about this. Because when you buy the units, you will not instantly make the money. No, that takes a couple of years, 3, 5, 7, 10, 12 years. Give us the time to let it grow. But from my personal point, it will be way bigger than you even can imagine. And it will be way faster than we even think right now. Whatever we can think, it will be bigger and faster than even we expect. That's the way it goes. And now I come to point number 12, because I promised you that. Can you imagine that when we have the grip on all those locations, that we pay them fortunes every day from the people that buy tickets via us? That we are the #1 ticket seller of the Eiffel Tower and of Mexico events. And that at a certain moment, we say to them, listen carefully, we have a better currency than Mexican pesos or US dollars or euros or Japanese yen or British pounds. We have a cryptocurrency that is stabilized and that is trustworthy. And you know us as a company, and we are the one bringing you all the money. But what we want now is that we are going to accept DEC coins as a form of payment. And whatever is paid in DEC coins, we will pay you with DEC coins as well. Do you see that point coming somewhere? Do you see that? What will happen with the value of the DEC coin when that moment comes? I truly believe that that moment in time will come. For sure, we will use Ticket Factory for the ticketing, and for sure, we will use something else where you make money over deck pay for the payment system behind. So means that even when you don't have a unit, but you have a whole team of people that are involved in the deck coins via deck pay, you will get as well commissions, ladies and gentlemen. This is when you look at the watch, and you could see behind the watch how it works, you see all little wheels and things. That is actually Success Factory. Everything fits in each other. It's like a big puzzle. And the moment we have that puzzle complete and it starts to move, it's ticking and it will never stop again. This is not an opportunity for the next years. It's not for the next 10 years. It is an opportunity for decades. I even believe that it's an opportunity for ages to come. So I really believe that 100 years from now, that we will still be there. I really believe that in the upcoming 10 years, we will grow to one of the biggest companies on this planet, that we will be a company like Facebook and Instagram and Amazon. I truly believe that in the next 25 years, we will grow to be the biggest company on this planet, even the biggest company in the history. And your part is in the view. When you have the units, you have the regional ones. But when you buy the offers, like now Mexico, and you do that instantly, and I would love to see you doing it, because that is the purpose of this training, that you understand the vision and the mission of the company, that you understand what we have to offer. This is not something that you can share immediately with new people, because it's too much. They will think that you are out of your mind. They will think that that is not possible, because you need to be in it. You need to do it step by step, and you lose the people when you make it too wild. But I believe that whatever you do, that Mexico is at this moment in time the best thing that you could do for yourself, for your near future, is the best what you could do for your family. And I'm pretty sure, and my children are sitting here and listening to me, and every time they listen and they ask me many times, Daddy, is it really so big? My son of 15 years said to me, Daddy, can I sign up already for that? I said, no, you need to be 18. He said, but Daddy, when I'm 18, I missed all of the units. He said, is there no way that you and I can make a deal? Because I want to buy the units. I said, listen, Quinton, do you want to buy the units from your money, or you expect me to give it to you? I have already units for the children. He said, no, Dad, I want to work in the supermarket, filling up the things. I want to sell Christmas tree. I want to clean the fish markets, because I want to buy units myself for me in the future, that when I'm 18 years, I never have to look for a job. I can do network marketing, but in 3 years from now, when your prediction is correct, I will make enough money to have already a decent life. I don't like to start with the Volkswagen Polo or a Toyota Corolla. When I'm 18 and I have my driver's license, I like to drive a Ferrari too. I said, but you know, that's not possible. And then he laughed at me and he said, Daddy, are you crazy? You just explained to people the view. 3 years from now, it will have value. Yes or no? I said, absolutely. You did the calculation. And when you can ask my children, I have given them for the Christmas a gift. I've given them 2 gifts. Honestly, I've given them 2 gifts. They could choose one unit of 125 euro in the view. They can choose themselves. Am I right or wrong, Paris? Is that the present that you got? Yes. They can choose one of the units. They can choose themselves, do their own calculation. If they wanted one, choose to buy Sumatra. Now, that's beautiful, because now it's already sold out. Another one put money on top of it and bought the Bahamas. But they look at it. They look at it. Some are still looking what is the best deal around. I've given them one of the two presents was a unit of 125 euro in the view. When they want more, you know, that I'm a multi-millionaire doesn't mean that they are. They need to work themselves for it. And when they believe in it, they will raise the money. They will work hard and smart to upgrade it, to get more. And I've given them the other present. I've given them 50 euro to buy NFTs. I said, you guys know what it is. I'm not aware of it, but I bought some virtual race horses half a year ago, and they made me a fortune. I have no clue about it. We are not doing that in the company, but that's another thing, because I want that you guys always live in the future of our dreams, like your father does. I do it. I live constantly in the future of my dreams. And to pay for my daily cost, day by day, I build a network marketing organization with Success Factory, and I'm living from the commissions. So that's what I do. I don't need to live from the deck coins. I put them aside for another 5 years. I don't live from the revenues of the view, because that will take a couple of years. But where I'm making my living with is by building the network marketing organization. And I know, and I believe, and I've seen it, that there's no better option in the world of today. More than 350 million people are doing network marketing, and we are the only company with a unique product like the View, ladies and gentlemen. We have no competition. You think that Amway or Herbalife or Forever Living Products or iMarkets Live or Omega Pro or those companies are competition to us? Are you kidding me? They have products that everybody else has, and we have products that all other people have as well. But the View is a unique selling point. And it's like what Andrea said yesterday, you know, one of the points that you must look at when you have to look at 5 points. Why should I choose a company? It's the company, it's the product, it's the marketing plan. But the most important one is number 5, the timing, ladies and gentlemen. And the timing for you could never be better. This is actually what I have to share with you. And my advice, and I expect that, and you would be, in my opinion, not a crazy one, because I like crazy ones, but the stupid one, to not immediately get 1 or more units of Mexico. It's the most underestimated, but I saw already, because I don't know if you looked a couple of days ago, Mexico was only 20%. Now Mexico, in the meantime, is over 40%. I expect Mexico to be over 50, 60% in the next days. And I really believe that Mexico will be sold out before the end of this promotion. You get double the units in the global, in the universal pool. You get your shares in the infinity pool, and you are able to make a tremendous volume. We have the first 10 days of this month calculated towards December, as well the first 10 days are calculated towards January. So it's a balance that works at 2 sides. It fits to the month that just passed, and it fits already for this month. There will be never, ever in history a better moment to buy Mexico than right now, ladies and gentlemen. And you know, you can look me in the eyes. Andrea and I, we have, I think, 100 units of Mexico or something. I will look at it exactly, but the maximum what we were allowed to buy, we did that. And we even encourage family members of us to buy it too. We said to everybody, do it, blindly do it. You know, when you lose that 250 euro, that's in the Netherlands, just 2 tanks of gasoline. That's in the Netherlands, going with your family to a dinner. That's in the Netherlands, going with your children to a theme park. That's in the Netherlands, just buying a ticket to one of the European cities. But all that money that is spent on food or traveling or on adventure is gone when you invest it, when you, I may not use the word invested, when you contribute it to your family in the view, it makes all the difference. So from my point of view, I love you. I'm extremely excited, even after this. What is it? Am I talking for 3 hours now? Well, oh, inshallah. I went way over the time. A lot of people say, Igor, it's too long. You know what? It is too long when you didn't get it. But when you understand what I understand, and you do what I advise you, that 3 hours were one of the most rewarding 3 hours that I could share, because I love to create success for all. And I understand as well that people say, but he cannot talk so long. I will talk as long as it needs to let you to understand that this is the real deal. And the more time I spend on it, the better you. I've heard yesterday, Andrea, when you want the whole story in just half an hour. Peter, did you upload the recording of the training of Andrea yesterday?
Yes, I did. But you know, anyway, Igor, you're not the half-hour guy, okay? We know all of that, okay?
No, I like to do things well. I like to do it well. For me, this is extremely fast. This is extremely fast to explain you a complicated story. And it took me months and months to calculate this. And I tried to explain you everything in a short time. In Mexico,
you took 6 hours for it.
Hey, so I did it now in half of the time.
Yeah.
And in Mexico, I explained Beijing. Do you remember?
Yeah.
And Beijing was at the start of the training on 60%. 24 hours later, it was sold out. You guess who has Beijing? Mexicans. They have the Forbidden City. They have the head capital of China. It belongs to 150 Mexicans. Let's say not only Mexicans, Colombians, Venezuelans, and some Germans and some Spanish. There were a group of Spanish as well, but they understand it, because this is what you must understand. That the moment I make a training of a property like this, of a potential, I calculated that up front. I'm not a stupid. I'm not going to take a no interesting country. But you will see what dreams may come when you get a unit. When you have already a unit, get another one, because you know it's the few. You can calculate it. When you don't want that unit, sell it in a year. You will get double or 10 times the money for it, I really believe. So let's see when the marketplace is there, where it goes to. I believe, ladies and gentlemen. And when you have it and you want to sell it for 250, be my friend. When you sell it and you want to sell it for half of it, be my friend. Possibly I buy it from you. When you sell it for too low, you know, the company cannot stop me buying it on the marketplace from you. They can stop me buying it in the view, because I'm a vice president. They can say, Igor, not more than that. But nobody stops me buying it on marketplace. And when you give me that option, that you sell it for too low, I will personally buy it from you. So this is it, ladies and gentlemen. In 2 days, tomorrow, I possibly have to fly to Bermuda, because my friend Chester Anderson is on the run, creating another diamond in the Caribbean. And I think it's a miracle when in Bermuda are living 60,000 people maximum. When we calculate every baby and every older one over there, and they are on the run. They just created an emerald, and in the upcoming days, in the first month that Mr. Donaldson joined, he's on the way of becoming a diamond. And I think that's a miracle in a country like that to create that. And I'm willing to assist, like I'm willing to assist you, like I was in Mexico. I look forward to come to your country when it's possible, when they let me in, But you know what? I'm very well vaccinated, and my hobby is to get the boosters. You know, they can pump in it every month for me. You know what? Because yeah, I like to drink Coca-Cola too, and that cannot be worse than that. I believe that, you know, and whatever you really believe will become your destination. When you think it's bad for you, when you think this will not work, don't do it. But when you, like me, believe in the view, believe in Mexico, you can never get enough of it. Make sure that when you don't have Mexico, you get it in your portfolio. Make sure that when you have only one unit, please, I advise you get more. In 2 days, so today it's the 5th, tomorrow it's the 6th, that will be potentially my traveling day. I will hear after this meeting if they get the tickets for me. Then I will be there from Bermuda. Same time, I will explain you Kenya. And without giving it all, but Kenya is the #1 destination in Africa to go on safaris, on wildlife. In Kenya, you have the elephants, you have the rhinos, you have the lions, you have the hippos, you have the zebras, you have the buffaloes, and you have many more exotic animals that you don't find nowhere in the world. And a lot of those animals are on the list of risky animals. Can be that in 25 years from now, maybe in 10 years, we don't have elephants or rhinos anymore. But the moment we are able to film them in the view, they will live forever. You understand that? Then they will always walk around there. And that means that the view is not only, it's the biggest reservation opportunity there is in the world. Because when we have it in the view, it will be available for our children and grandchildren to just put on the glass. And Kenya will give you the option to just put on the glass and your nose can touch the nose of the lion. Kenya is only €125. Look at it carefully, because it could be that only by announcing that there comes a training of it, I'm pretty sure that in the upcoming days, Kenya will be sold out, because Kenya has access to everybody, €125. And Kenya, after Mexico and Greece, is the biggest underestimated one. But I promise you, in 2 days after my training, Kenya will not be underestimated anymore. And Kenya will go ballistic like the Maldives and Bali and the other ones, because it has safari and it gives you a view into a world that you normally maybe never would enter, but will be highly rewarding. I love you. Strength and honor. It's all about you. Create success for all, and you will see what dreams may come. Make sure you get Mexico and show me that I didn't believe